I do want to say to Donnie and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm South Carolina, so I just.
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's a
the doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Donnie, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Donnie, last name's Glover. Entered to win it for the long haul, baby. Attorney Robert Dashiell, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you? How are you, Danny?
Good.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Dashiell. How are you? Donnie, good morning.
Good morning. Andy Pierre, Fox Lion LLC.
How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, Andy. How are you?
I'm all right.
How was your weekend, Mr. Bob?
Hey, man. Eventful, but fruitful, and fruitful. I should say, not a but, and eventful and fruitful.
How's the governor doing there, Mr. Dashiell?
That's a good question. I haven't talked to him in a minute. I think he's still trying to find his way in this maze of Trump and the muskrats. I mean that not in a disparaging way toward the real muskrats. But I think he's still trying to find his way. I think he'll be okay. He's been appointed. I mean, he's been appointed to some gubernatorial commission with 5 Democrats and 5 Republicans. So I guess he's not on the persona non grata list at this point.
I doubt that. I think Trump knows exactly what's going on. I think it's a matter of keeping your friends close and your enemies closer.
There's some truth in that.
You know, during that Bay Bridge debacle, did we ever find out, you know, just who was at fault with all of that?
Pretty sure there's a lawsuit that's going on right now.
There's a bunch of lawsuits.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't, and there's also been a couple of settlements. I'm not sure. I don't think there'll ever be a quote determination of who's at fault. I think the cases will just be settled, and they'll be settled with the customary non exculpatory provision. You know, no fault liability, so to speak.
It was somebody's fault. Somebody dropped the ball.
All right, there's no question, but that has nothing to do with how the litigation gets settled.
Well, how does litigation happen in such a humongous case? And who's responsible?
Well, you know, every jurisdiction that's touched in any way by that bridge has filed suit. The city filed suit. The state of Maryland filed suit. A number of private parties in and around that area have filed suit. Businesses have filed suit claiming that they've lost business as a result of it. I think the Attorney General of Maryland has filed suit on behalf of a number of those businesses, as well as on behalf of the state itself. I mean, there's lawsuits all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Andy, what's happening in Annapolis?
Things are heating up, man. Bills are flying left and right. I know I'm down there working on a bill. There's a see, I've been laser focused on my own bill. So, but there seems to be a lot of action moving around. This budgetary deficit has been like on everybody's mind on every, that's the consideration for all the bills. The governor's budget's not 100%. Not everybody's in line with the governor's proposed budget.
Andy, who is Angela Gibson?
She was briefly one of my members when I was executive director of the Black Caucus. She's a Central Committee woman, former delegate, but she was a delegate by appointment. She's never won an election. And she calls herself Queen Maker whenever there's an appointment to be made in that district.
When Sean Stinnett was voted by the State Central Committee, she was a vote for herself.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sean Stinnett got about 5 votes, and she ended up voting for herself. And she also voted for the Jewish lady to get the seat back from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what is her problem? Does she not like Black people?
Well, first of all, she's very okay. Yeah. She's pretty self-serving. All right. And I guess she wants that. I don't really understand what her logic would be. And even if she made a deal, it was a bad deal.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would hope that she didn't make a deal and that she just did that because she actually did not like Malcolm. Because if you made a deal and you got played like that hard, but and not to mention, I wouldn't really make a deal with her because she can't be trusted. If your own peoples can't count on you, then who can?
Yeah. Do you know what he's talking about, Mr. Dashiell?
Well, I know that it's a district that was originally won from Barbara Hoffman by former Senator Lisa Gladden, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
And so we thought, or at least Black folk thought, that was a hard-won victory and that would remain. And of course, it was followed by Senator Carter and all of that. And so former Senator Carter. And I thought that everybody believed that it would remain in the hands of Black folk. And so I think that from what I understand, a lot of people were shocked when Malcolm, when two, not just Angela, but there was at least one other Black person.
Lakeisha Brown Wright Eel.
Yeah, who switched their vote. And I don't know whether he lost by 2 vote margin or what, but
1 vote.
By 1. Oh, well.
Yeah, he was expecting Lakeisha Brown Wright Eel, and that's a Moorish Muslim, Moorish American Muslim with the fezzes.
Mm-hmm.
Historically a pro-Black group.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would like to be a fly on the wall. I would like to know what was said to make you want to betray your Black people. For you to just be like, you know what? Yeah, forget you. Forget them folks that my
she
skin
didn't
folks.
even show up for the vote.
Mm-hmm.
So what did she get?
Nothing.
Well,
I mean, you think about it. When it was up to the Jewish folks to make their decision, they were like, "Yeah, nah, we're not about to do nothing stupid. We're gonna put Sean Stinnett in there.
No,
stop rocking the boat."
They got what they wanted.
They got exactly what they wanted. They won, sure.
That only happens in the Black community.
Well, I gotta ask you this: can we solely blame Angela Gibson and Lakeisha Brown right eel. Does Jill Carter have any responsibility in this?
Jill did what she could. She was outgoing. All she could really do is make suggestions to certain people. And Angela is the one to blame. The young lady, I don't even think she's versed enough in politics to know what was going on. Angela led that one.
Where's
She can't
this?
win an election, but somehow she can. She wins an election. I can't say that. She wins to stay on the Central Committee, so she does win elections. But she couldn't win for the House of Delegates or the Senate to save her life.
No, Danny, you on the State Central Committee. I mean, is this common behavior?
Like I think I'll put something out there. It's so shocking to see this kind of thing happen. You only get one chance, to be able to get into the General Assembly.
I gotta call you back.
With just a number of votes, and you don't support your own people. Yeah. As far as does it happen? Yes, it does happen on the Central Committee. But I want you guys to also keep an eye on the race that's going on in Baltimore County. It's the race for Kathy Klausmeyer became the county executive, and then of course Carl Jackson became the senator. So now Kim Ross is applying for the position, the vacancy position in the 8th district for the delegacy. Well, they just put this white guy up. His name is Shannon Sheets. He's LGBTQ plus community, and in that district, it's only 2 blacks that's on the Central Committee. Everybody likes Kim. Kim is dynamic. I think she's phenomenal, and this, that, and the other. But they do have the votes. That's going to tell you how they vote in the 8th district. And that's going to be coming up on the 28th of this month. There will be a vote for that. But as far as what I saw recently in the 41st district, I was just blown away. I was blown away that would happen, because we're giving it away. We're giving it away.
My thing is not that, and to be clear, I don't have a problem with the fact that Angela Gibson voted for herself.
No.
Because she always does that. It's expected. Honestly, I think it's kind of a privilege you have as someone holding that seat, is to be able to vote for yourself.
Why does the district keep voting for her?
She's on the right tickets.
She's self-serving. Why do they keep voting for her?
She's on the right tickets.
For who?
So the thing is, the Central Committee, to win in Central Committee, you don't need that many votes for real. Because a lot of people don't even make it that far down the ballot. So you just need to win the majority, a plurality of the votes that make it all the way down to that part of the ballot.
So why aren't other people running for the seat?
Yeah. A lot of people don't even know what the Central Committee is. If you want to
correct.
That's this thing right there, and they do that purposely.
The Central Committee don't know what the Central Committee is.
No, that's true. And they don't do the work that they're supposed to do on the Central Committee. Of course, Donnie know, and Mr. Dashiell may know as well, and you may too, that in Baltimore County, the elected officials, they still run it in Baltimore City for sure, but in Baltimore County, they can't.
Apparently not in the 41st district, because my understanding is the state senator has the votes. The state senator runs that. They stack the deck for themselves. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say the first question goes to Jill Carter. Did you protect the ball? You knew this appointment was coming. Mm-hmm. Did you stack the ball? Did you stack the deck? Like the Jewish lady did. Mm-hmm. And I'm not understanding a logical answer as to why. We got mad at the Ravens. It was an interception thrown. It was a fumble. It was a drop ball. We all remember that. We'll never forget it. This was a fumble.
So why don't we Donnie, I'm assuming that you've asked Angela and you've asked her to come and give her answer in a public forum.
Mm.
And the reason that she's not visible at this moment is because she said no or didn't respond at all. Am I right?
No, I didn't ask her. I was still angry. I was still fuming
Well,
because I've been to a meeting before. It was myself, Michael Haney, Rhonda Wimbish, and Angela Gibson. We were the only 4 blacks in this room on a Sunday morning. It had to be about 9 a.m. up in Mount Washington. Bill Cole was the guest speaker. The topic was the future of Pimlico Racetrack. So being 4 of about 100 people, 4 blacks, 96 whites, Bill Cole made the statement, this is not about the future, when he found out the press was in the room. He said, this is not about the future of Pimlico. And then he walked out of the house. It was one of those quiet meetings held on a Sunday morning when most black people are in church, but 100 white people are convening. And like I said, Haney, Wimbish, and Gibson, we were the 4 who sat by the door. So it was pretty clear to see what side, what team Angela Gibson was on.
Well, you know, that whole Pimlico debacle, and I remember talking to Bill Cole about that and about a different approach to that whole development plan, but nobody wanted to hear at that time. But so I'm not even going to try to revisit that at the moment. But I'm not surprised at that outcome.
I wonder what KJ is talking about.
I don't know, KJ, come on in here and tell us what you're talking about. We're not mind readers. So, Danny, what's happening in your neck of the woods? You got a county executive race coming out there. You've got Izzy Patoka, who's interested, Julian Jones, and then Pat Young, and I'm sure there'll be some other off-brands who are interested. KJ, the link is in the comments. What's happening in Baltimore County? Do you know who your next county executive is?
I'm going to say our next county executive is going to be Julian Jones.
Very good, Danny. That's big of you because you easily could have went south right there.
No, I just had lunch with Julian the other day. But I tell you, we don't need splitting of votes. We don't need Senator Signor putting himself in the race, which he has a right to, because that could split some votes. But far as I'm concerned, I believe that Julian is the front runner.
Has Senator Signor, he's the senator now because y'all moving around so much, I think.
Oh yeah. He's been a senator for a good little while now.
Has he done the work throughout the county to understand the county? Has he spent time in the east part of the county?
No.
You need to know people. You need to know black people in Turner Station still, right?
That's right. And senators normally just deal with state issues per se. If you have aspirations of becoming a council person or a county executive, you definitely have to be doing extra work, going around meeting people and so forth. But I believe that the people who are in it, like Julian and Izzy and Pat Young, even Pat Young, because they are part of the county government, and they do keep an eye on what's going on, and they do know the different districts and people there. But like I said, I do believe that Julian is the front runner.
Danny, who's on the bench to take Julian Jones's seat?
Wow, Mr. Dashiell, that's a question in there.
But I'm not thrilled with the options available for the CE seat, to be quite honest with you. I believe, based upon the last reports, that Julian's clearly has more money than raised more money than anybody probably except Izzy. And certainly among is the most well known among within the black community. But you know, when I look, quite frankly, when I look at his record, he's been a no show on at crucial times and been a no vote at others. So
Is this Julian?
yes, I'm
This
talking about.
this. You're so right, Mrs. Dashiell. Julie is going to have to deal with those things. The no-show at the most historic vote in Baltimore County with the full Moore and all that, he wasn't even present.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, an empty seat. I mean, those are things that are going to come back at him. And even the fact that people were trying to get the support from Julian and the other legislators in the fourth.
Don't say people. You want to say Linda Dorsey.
No. Well, we know Linda Dorsey Walker. She was the architect behind the For More campaign. We can't say that she, she was, and she did a thing with that. But it was the messenger. The message was so clear, and it's something that could have been used to show your connection with the community, your constituents, when that all came together, because we definitely asked them. So, and that was a 3-year journey.
Man, you just gave me an idea for one of the best attack ads that I probably ever will write.
KJ, welcome to the show.
You didn't know that?
How are you?
Good. Where are you? What state? What district are you in? What county are you in?
District 8, Prince George's County, Maryland.
What's happening there?
So there's a special election run for county executive. Over 12 candidates are in that race for special election. You know, this happened after Angela Alsobrooks accepted her position as she won the Senate race. So currently we have acting county executive Tara Jackson. She's the acting executive. So elections will be started officially, where you can go in person and vote. They actually have already started voting via mail-in ballots already. So it's an interesting race. Currently, we had one candidate who's already backed out of the race, Jolene Ivy.
That's good.
Yeah, but someone just got a great big endorsement, didn't they?
I mean, my God, is the whole family in politics? Does anybody stay home and wash the dishes? Is the whole damn family in the office? I mean, does anybody else get a shot? Damn.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited too for that too, because I think Prince George's County needs a new face, needs new leadership, somebody different, somebody with new ideas.
I mean, damn, the Ivy's been in it. They've been on the local, the state, the federal. Does anybody? It's like Mark Morial at the Urban League. Does anybody else get to play? Damn.
See, if new leadership to Prince George's County would mean Senator Washington wins this election. I mean, now who's what's the guy? The former county executive, Baker. After that freaking debate, he's been on fire. Somebody got to stop Baker first.
Well, I think that. Well, how about the big endorsement that just happened? You know, the governor just endorsed.
Aisha.
Yeah, just endorsed her. Does that help?
Baker's already served 2 terms already. He's already served twice.
Same with Baker. I mean,
And Baker's tapping into nostalgia, and he's bringing in that law and order crowd.
But he doesn't have the
And, you know,
support.
Governor Moore, yes, endorsing Brave Boy is
High
great,
taxes,
but Brave Boy
high
was already the
taxes,
front runner.
high taxes with his tax proposal that he did, the promised money that was supposed to be coming from MGM that has failed, the money that was supposed to be coming from the harbor for the schools.
That's right. He's not.
Nah, Baker
He's
is
not the
not
guy.
it. Sorry.
He's not the
Attacking
guy.
him on that. I mean, you're saying it, but who's attacking him on that? Who's putting money behind that message to make sure it's ingrained and that people remember?
Well, there actually was a petition that was put specifically for against Baker, addressing the Board of Elections, asking how is it that he is able to come back and run as a county executive, because has already served as a county executive twice already.
This is called career politician.
So, well, is there term limits to that position?
Let somebody
If
else
it's
get
not
a
a term
shot.
limited position, there's nothing that, you know what I mean? Like, it's his right.
Let somebody else get a shot.
No,
Damn.
no.
Anybody has a shot. Everybody in the mama have 50% chance to win their campaign. Anybody can win. Anybody can become governor, can become county exec, whatever. Is it likely? Is it probable that anybody will win? No.
Sorry. Let's go to the elder. Let's go to the elder. Mr. Bob, what in the hell is this chicanery?
That, you know, there's a biblical time.
We got Trump. We got Trump in the White House. Is this our best? I mean, damn.
What the operative word, Donnie, is our. None of this is our. This is all about the individuals. As Andy said, everybody who wants to can run. This is like those days when everybody had their own king. Everybody chose their own king. And we know that the result of that is pure and utter chaos. This reflects the fact that in our community, we do not select our own. We don't nurture them. We don't raise them up to be what we want them to be. We wait to see who declares themselves able, and then we choose among those declarants, whoever they may be, which is, as my grandmother would say, right ass backwards. So as long as we keep conducting our affairs in that manner, we're gonna get this. I mean, you know, the governor, I was shocked when the governor endorsed Aisha, because I asked, you know, has she made peace with Angela? I don't know, but apparently it doesn't matter. Apparently she has at certain levels. I don't really know.
But you know why she's being pushed? Because of that money, that throne. Come on, y'all know that how they running these politics is about money. Tron then went after he lost his run. He took his money, put his money behind Also Brooks, and so then he's trying to get the profit off of the money that he invested from Also Brooks via Aisha Brave Boy. So that's what this is. It's about.
Let's talk about that other group down there in PG County that doles out money to the county executive. What's it called? The Michael Group. They supported every damn county executive you had going back to Rashawn Baker. I haven't heard you mention them. The developers.
Oh,
just want to say Aisha Brave Boy is an accomplished politician.
KJ, you know Prince George's politics. Are the developers not still a force to be reckoned with in Prince George's?
Of course, all the ones who it's only a few by far, and I can name a few that have not made any investments as far as running these campaigns. You have Attorney Tanya Sweat. Yes, I'm being biased, and I sure am. I think she's got something to offer to the people. She's lived in the county. She's armed force, has a consulting firm. She's running a grassroots campaign, and she's doing just like you said, Donnie, getting out there, talking to the voters, meeting the voters on ground, not spending billions and billions of dollars on some walking digital campaign paying board and advertisement, but really just meeting with the people one-on-one. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of people that have already just kind of claimed their run based upon the developers and based upon people that are supporting them. Baker got a couple of people, pushing him. Just in my view, I would love to see the older.
Somebody in Prince George's is slow. Rashawn Baker's been county exec. He ran for governor. What hasn't he run for? And when did he pass the ball? Damn.
That's the thing. Wait.
What do they say in Gladiator? Are you not entertained? We've been entertained. Meanwhile, we're losing.
But look at whatchamacallit. Look at who's been serving on the council for almost 30 years. If not, you got Calvin Hawkins. He think because also Brooks has endorsed him that he's got the race. Like I would love to see.
Also,
I would love to see somebody new. Somebody new.
To go against Aisha.
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
Aisha's cool.
Aisha's been on the scene.
What about that Brady list?
Huh?
What about that Brady list?
Why don't we talk about what position that we think a black candidate should take in order to get the support of the black community? We talk about who's running and all of that, but what do we stand for as a community right now? Where do we stand?
KJ said it. He said we stand with the money. We stand with who's got the money.
If that's the case, then I don't give it. Doesn't matter.
Then you get what you deserve, KJ.
If that's the case, then the color doesn't matter. The only color that matters is green, and everything else is just.
Tell Bray Boy that. Tell all the because that's how they're running this.
Well,
everybody's
that's
running these politics who's got the biggest dollar, who's got the biggest.
That's my point.
It's not about just the biggest dollars. Who got the biggest operation? It's about who could build a machine. You could have I've seen people with $17 million and no machine just get blown out of the race. I've seen somebody with. I've seen a it's not about the dollars. The dollars just make it easier.
Look at Tron. He has $62 million.
He didn't gave Brady Boy $1 million.
What is the principle? What is, if there is one, what is the principle that we stand for as a black community? What do we want? What is the deliverable? I mean, we keep talking about running a race, but we don't even talk about where the hell we going. That's the problem all along. We keep jumping on a movement and creating movements. Nobody says where we going. How do we know when we get there, or who the hell is really supposed to be leading us to the so-called promised land? If we keep doing the same thing the same way, we're going to get the same result. The result is blackface don't make any difference if they got there the same principle and on the same foundation as the whiteface got there. What?
But who's teaching and literally saying, "Hey, pulling somebody up, saying, hey, this is what you do. This is how you get in the game. This is how you make the change. This is
KJ. Thank you for joining us. Listen, this stuff isn't rocket science. We've been down this road. We know the basics, and we're sellouts.
Well, if I may. I think black people as a unit, as a collective, we're a lot like the Occupy Wall Street movement. Everybody's in it, and everybody has their own reason as to why they're in this fight. And it's like, sure, in plurality, we might some share on this subject or this subject, but we don't really agree on this subject. And somehow, some way, the disagreements, the points that we don't agree on, keeps us divided more so than the subjects that where we do agree on.
Well, because the fundamental question is how do we make being black, how do we have that recognized as the asset that it should be recognized as in our own community? Right now,
everybody's running from being black. Because Trump has denied everything, has gotten rid of everything DEI, which wasn't black to begin with, by the way. But nevertheless, everybody's running away from anything that would offend Trump, and Trump is declared declared war on everything black. So now, what are the black politicians? What are black people to do in response? Are we to kowtow? Are we to pack up and go back somewhere? What is our response as a community? And what do we demand of those who would be leaders in our community? What do we demand of them in the face of this attack? Do we say do business as usual? Do we go get your money from the developers? Go get your money from what do we stand for? That is the issue. And the problem is we've stood for anything somebody else told us they were willing to give us, as though somehow or another people they have that which we really need. But that's the problem. What do we stand for as a community? What do we want? What is the deliverable that causes our children to respect us again? That causes us to reclaim that which we have had over the years, what our grandmothers gave us. We are lost. How do we find ourselves?
Well, the goalpost has been moved. You're muted, Donnie. But I think the goalpost has been moved, and now folks just don't. I don't think that people know what the measure is anymore, right? Because if you ask that same question to 100 people, you're going to get 100 different answers, right? You're going to have some people say, "Oh, it's access to a generational wealth. Oh, it's equality for jobs. Oh, it's just like it's a bunch of different answers to the same question." And it's like, yeah, sure, I'm with you there, but what is the focal? What is the one linchpin problem that we can solve that's going to help give us progress on all of these fronts? And nowhere is that conversation really being had, particularly not with the young folks who are going to be the ones who end up solving this. Because it ain't going to be my generation that solves this problem. It's going to be, my kids and them. Hopefully.
Well, the problem is we think it's a problem that can't be solved. It's not.
Martin,
look, it's
Martin, unmute yourself. Martin, what's happening in Prince George's County, man. Trying to get an idea of what's going on down there.
You got special election season. You got a county executive race with 12 candidates and a District 5 race, I believe, with 5 candidates. So it's a lot going on right now. It's a lot.
What do you stand for in Prince George's County?
What do I stand for? I would say I stand for some simple things. I want the next county executive to make sure they take care of the litter. This is a county that is gorgeous, right? But there's so much trash, debris, litter everywhere, and so that really needs to be a priority. I know that one of my kids, we go to Virginia sometimes, and a question that they said when they came back into the county is, why does our roads look like this? It didn't look like this up the road, right? And so that really just kind of put that in my head perspective. But a lot of times we become desensitized to that trash. We walk over it, we drive past it, we see it all the time. And so I know I talked about trash for a little bit. That is important. Of course, public safety, making sure we increase what everyone feels, that security, because everyone doesn't feel secure. I know I hear stats that, crime is down or crime isn't up, but I can tell you, talking directly to my neighbors and seniors, they don't feel that perception, and some of the younger folks as well, right?
Martin,
so
I think you misunderstood my question.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Taking a campaign speech right now.
My bad.
Yeah. What do we as Black people stand for in Prince George's County? Why, for instance, do the Ivies want every damn position? Why does Rashawn Baker not want to step aside and let a young buck like you in the game? I mean, what are our values? Is it about money?
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I appreciate the question. Donnie, Prince George's County, as you know, like we're fake progressives over here, but we're also bougie, right? Like we're also bougie, and so
You
The reason
used to be when you still had federal jobs. You used to be. You about to lose that.
No, I'm not playing with you right now. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I didn't expect that. All right. But the reason I say that is in Prince George's County, we do care a lot about money. We care a lot about the haves. But there's a lot of people who, don't have in this county. So when it comes to like the marginalized community, I don't believe we care about those individuals enough. Like when I basically talk to the council members, the county executives, a lot of times they'll give platitudes about communities that really need help, but then they'll go back to their business community. You know what I mean? And the business. You said why? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times that's who supports their campaigns, right? And so like that's the kind of the end all be all, Donnie. Like that's who
Question for you,
supports their
Marty.
campaign.
I got a question for you, Marty. Where do y'all hide your homeless people? I know there's homeless people in Prince George's County, but you never see them. Where y'all hiding them?
First of all, I don't think we're
A lot of
hiding.
them
I
gonna be
don't think
moving
we're
out of them
hiding
big
them.
houses.
You could come and see them. Yeah, well, so yeah, a lot of them are squatting. So we got squatters, but like, at the end of the day, I don't think we're hiding them. I can take you to places right now, Andy, with several people living on the streets in Prince George's County. I mean, honestly, you probably just don't know where to look for them. They're probably just not on the sidewalk, as you might see in some areas. But they are here. In Laurel, we formed a multi-service center to help with 28 beds. So we have like 28 bed shelter, that they could check into every day at 7 p.m. And I think that'd be about like 9, and come back. But there's also a food pantry and other services. So there is still a crisis. Trust and believe.
Well,
We don't like
who
poor
is
black
standing up?
people.
Yeah, who is standing up in Prince George's County and saying I'm black and I'm proud? Who's saying that? Who is saying that today?
Today,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say probably like a Crystal or a Walla, probably a Crystal or a Walla,
It's nice. I like her.
Here's the thing, Martin. We talk about Trump. We talk
Okay.
about Trump dismantling DEI. We talk about Elon Musk firing with this Doge, governmental efficiency. We talk about the right wingers with disdain and hatred. But I'm asking you all, do we practice diversity, equity, and inclusion inside the black community?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We be allowing white people to be on stages and in spaces that they definitely are not. They're not qualified to be. We put them up on stages with us. We put the most mediocre of them side by side with the best and brightest of us, and they don't deserve to be there. If that's not diversity, equity, and inclusion, I don't know what is.
Well, the problem is we let them decide
agree
who the best and brightest of us are.
And
That's why they always end up on the stage with them, because they're kindred spirits.
Wait, let me say this. Let me say I agree with both. Both of you guys. We have a Juneteenth in the city of Laurel, right? The reason I bring that up is because we had a council member who he basically wanted to do a big event, and this was when Westmore was running the first time. I remember Westmore came to the event. I think Doug Gansler came to the event. Several other gubernatorial candidates. Long story short, the past mayor was trying to make it really difficult for the event to take place. And so he basically, made him hire all these police officers, made him jump through a million hoops. I think he ended up paying like $3,000 out of pocket. Long story short, the event was successful. And then next year, what did the city do? The city was like, oh man, for one, I don't like all these black people congregating, and so what they did was they formed their own Juneteenth committee, the city. And my issue with that was like, oh, well, at least you should probably put the council member who started the big event on the committee, right? They didn't put him on the committee. And then I look at the committee, and the committee has like, I'm just saying this, it has some white guys on it, some older white guys, right? And I said, well, my problem is the committee should be black as hell. This should be like the blackest committee in the city because it's the Juneteenth committee. You know what I mean? And then they was like, oh, we're trying to make it multicultural. What? You know what I mean? Like every time we talk about something black, they talk about multicultural. And you're like, well, guys, I appreciate all of you, but why can't we celebrate our blackness? The same way everyone celebrates their culture. You know what I mean? Why can't we celebrate our blackness?
Because we got to get
Yeah, I
back to
mean,
basics, Councilman. We got to get back to basics. We can't celebrate our blackness because we're afraid that white folks will take it from us.
well, they
Okay.
darn too. They co-op and steal
They,
everything. I mean, you think about it now.
well, more than that, Andy, they've forced us to do exactly what they've been trying to do for us to become invisible. That's what we've become invisible, whether by deportation or otherwise. We are to become invisible. And the fact of the matter is, most of the elected officials are packing up and saying, I'm with you, boss. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm willing to become invisible to keep my job. I'm willing to be invisible if that means you will still give me an invitation to the White House ball. You know,
Oh, this has depressed me. Somebody tell
It's
me
so
something
depressing.
good about Jasmine Crockett.
She's
Is
a
she
beast.
the only breath of
Superstar.
fresh air in America?
Superstar.
Oh, there's Ocasio.
Man, she is a glass of cold water. She is a drink, man. I love me
yeah.
some Jasmine Crockett.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
She
yeah,
needs to
yeah,
be.
yeah,
She needs
yeah.
to be. She needs to be cloned. I'll tell you
Right?
that.
All right, guys. Friday, no spending, no Walmart, no Target, none of that. No spending. Black owned or don't buy it at all. No gas, no nothing. This Friday, how do you feel about it?
I'm with it.
Again,
I'm with it.
I need to find that black-owned gas station though. Like I love to find that black-owned
Buy
gas
your
station.
gas today. Buy your gas early.
Okay.
well, that's another good. We're
Just
the
go with the
issue
flow,
is
Bob.
the issue isn't who we don't buy from. The issue is who we buy from. So, in other words, the Friday shouldn't be a day when we don't buy at Amazon or Walmart, or it should be a day when we drive that extra mile to buy from somebody black. It should be a day when we take that extra step. We make a little bit of sacrifice that it can to love one another. That ain't this battle ain't gonna be won because of our disassociation from white folk. It's gonna be won because of our association with one another and support for one another. We looking at it from the wrong direction. That's the problem. When we talk about the problem is we start with the premise that white folk are in charge and that's the way it's going to stay. And as long as you start from that premise, you can't move. You can't ever achieve what it is you claim to be fighting for. How can you possibly?
And
You
this
can't.
this Black History Month thing, February Black History Month, we should be Black History every day. You know, we should focus on our businesses and each other and building each other up and coming together and have some strategy.
Yes.
I mean, we need to do that. If we ever can come together, you know, we could do a lot of things because we've been through it all. We've been through all of this. So we forgot the lesson our grandparents taught us. You know, back in the day, they used to have groups and clubs that pick who they wanted to run for office. Why we got away from that? It seemed
We
like
don't have
everybody's
any
freelancing.
Democratic clubs anymore, Mr. Bob. What happened to the Democratic clubs?
We arrived. We arrived, Donnie. We don't have to go to Samson's anymore. We can go to Ruth Chris. Right? We don't have to patronize the black businesses that created Black Wall Street anymore. Not just because they got bombed out of existence, but because we can go now and we can support the whitest of the white institutions, and we could say, "See that I made you take my money. Now ain't you happy?"
Yeah.
Come on.
Run down Harbor East.
yeah. Hey, ain't you happy now? I told you I could make you take my money. Now I'm giving it to you. You ain't even got to ask for it. I give it to you online. You ain't even got to come get to my house and get it no more. Like the insurance man used to come to my grandmother's house every week for that $2 for that $2,000 policy that didn't pay nothing when she died. We begin at the wrong point. If you begin with somebody giving you something, then they can take it from you. You ain't got to begin. There's only one place we got to look for our freedom, and it's never been the white man. It's only been in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He's the only one, right? That's the only place I look to for salvation, and the only place I look to for freedom. White man didn't give me freedom. Because if I'm afraid that if I acknowledge that, he can take it away. And Trump's proven that he has every intention of doing exactly that.
Okay,
Look
tell
at
me
what
about this.
look at what they're doing in Germany. You got JD Vance and Trump and Elon Trump over there supporting the AFG, the Alternative for Germany. That's the Nazi group that he funded. He's over there funding them. You got Ukraine. Look at what's going on in Ukraine. The only way they got on the internet is through Starlink, which is owned by him. And guess what the deal is? Trump is saying, you give him the lithium, guess what? We'll stabilize your government for you. Come on, man. Listen what and that's a place where black folk, when the Russians invaded, we had to wait till all the white people got on the bus before we could even get on it. But yet we got black people saying we're gonna support Ukraine. Come on, man. This is war. This is war going on here. This is much bigger than Donald. Donald Trump's a puppet. He's a puppet. There's a worldwide look. We are at war. White folk have declared war on black people. Period. And we don't want to still walk around
for a while.
Pardon? I'm sorry. I don't mean to hog the time. I apologize, guys.
No, don't apologize.
They wanted to race war for a while. They just don't want it to look like it looked like in Haiti. They just,
not supporting their own damn community. It's baffling. But I gotta ask you, anybody got some help with these gas and electric bills here in Baltimore?
Darn. No.
Pepco down there.
Wow.
We got the same problems down here in Prince Georgia. So
yeah, you do.
Everywhere. You're getting raked. They're getting raked everywhere. Pepco, BGE, they're getting raked.
You do, and because those offices, the Office of People's Counsel, the Public Service Commission, that's supposed to be protecting the public against gouging, has allowed them to adopt accounting principles where gouging is built into the profit margin.
Yeah, man. Do we even have a Department of Energy anymore? Is there any regulating body over these guys, or are they just their own, and we're expecting the states to be able to do something to stop them?
Well, it's supposed to be the Public Service Commission. At least on
With
this
what
side.
teeth?
Pardon?
With what teeth?
It's not a question of what teeth, is what people we put into positions. See, we keep putting the wrong people there and then try to pass laws to make them do the right thing. As my grandmother told you, that's right ass backwards. The key is putting the right people there in the first place.
Who's running the EPA?
Nobody. It's shut down. Ain't you heard?
Yes, so that means that nobody's overseeing these energy production companies. They could do what they want.
They always have been, Andy, and it ain't been a Republican and Democratic thing. It's been a white folks thing. Okay, it's been a money thing all along.
Well, the simple question I have is like, I never got like a layman answer. Well, why did the bills double? You know, like what's the simple layman answer?
Why
it's called a stick up. You ever been somewhere and you feel a nudge in your side and the guy say, you know what it is?
Not quite. I hope to not be that.
Side and you say, you know what it is.
Yes. I empathize, but I hope to not, ever be in that situation.
Yeah.
But yes, I was never given a clear answer on why
because they want more money. Happen. It's that simple. Because they want more money.
It's a stick up.
About profit.
I gotta think. The question is, who is supposed to regulate energy price gouging? And I was under the impression that was a federal responsibility. But if the states are supposed to regulate energy price gouging, I don't know.
Who negotiated this?
That's what this is. This is just price gouging in an industry where nobody can stop them.
Mr. Dashiell, who negotiated this BG&E contract?
I don't know. I don't know. You talking about the conduit contract in Baltimore City? You're talking about the same person who's now the general counsel for BGE.
Jim Shea?
No, David Ralph. When he was deputy city solicitor, he handled litigation against BGE when the city wanted to raise the rates, and then as soon as the deal got cut, he left the city and became now general counsel for BGE.
Well, how come the people running for mayor didn't bring this up?
Because that, if you recall, the deal was approved by the mayor. And only by the mayor. If you recall, when the Board of Estimates met for the first time in history, it was only the mayor present.
And it's two appointees. Yep.
That's right. That's the mayor.
Why didn't the people running for mayor say something about this?
One, because partly because of lack of understanding of what really happened, and the other one because the assumption that people wouldn't understand, and so you got to keep, and so you don't try to educate. You assume that they won't or you just don't have the testicular fortitude to say the truth. And I think it's a combination of all three.
Or they can't break it down into a one line. Because
that's what I'm
the
saying.
key to talking to a lot of people is to make things real simple and bite-sized chunk, one line. If you can't do that, you can't get your message across. Every time somebody sends me something talking about, oh, we need to get this on the press, and I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is more than 600 words. If you can't make your point in less than 600 words, you shouldn't be trying to make that point.
And Andy, that's part of the problem. And when people come to talk to me, I said, if you don't have time to listen and understand the answer, then go talk to somebody else, because I can't tell you in one line. The issues are too complicated for that. I can't talk to you like you I'm not going to talk to you like you stupid. If you want to spend time, you will leave here knowing more than what you came here knowing. Now, if you don't have time to learn, go to someplace else. I'm not going to try to reduce it to a point where it can't be taught. It can't be taught in one line, Andy. And I'm not going to keep telling people that that's the only way you're going to communicate, because that's how you keep people stupid.
The thing is, though, we are dealing with a population that grew up in a public educational system that is designed to make them stupid. We're dealing with the products of the education system. So we need to we have to meet people where they're at. Like, if they're stupid, we got to talk to them and make sure they understand it no matter what. In the military, we idiot-proof everything.
I meet them where they're at, but you're not going to leave like you came.
So what is the role of our 4 HBCUs in the state of Black Maryland? Morgan, Coppin, UMES, and Bowie. What is the role?
They need a closer relationship and a closer partnership with these these predominantly black high schools, because there is no reason why kids coming out of freaking high school, black high schools, need to spend their very first year of college learning everything they should have learned in fucking high school.
Remedials.
Yes, I know. That's fair, Andy. That's fair. I'm a HBCU graduate, Bowie State. And, I just want to say that, I'm proud of what I see with the HBCUs. I've seen like a lot of growth and development. Bowie State has exploding.
What is their role in our decision making, Martin?
Oh, in the decision. Oh, okay. All right.
We are making stupid decisions. In the 41st district, black people voted for the Jewish lady.
That right there says it all.
In Baltimore County, we don't have someone to take Julian Jones's place, or even a new council person as they expand. We are making elementary mistakes.
And to piggyback on that, that Baltimore County is doing a redistricting map because of the bill that they passed for 2 more districts. But that map was made, to favor the Republicans. So now they got to come back and have a whole redistricting council committee to redo that whole thing again. And we just hoping and praying that we have the right people on this committee to draw those lines correctly so that we can have supermajority districts.
We have to do something really strange, Donnie. We got to stop saying to the Republican or the Democratic Party, you got to do this to get our vote. We got to say, you got to do this to get our candidate in. I said, there's no Joe Lieberman sat with the Democrats for years without being one. So why can't black people say to the Democratic Party, you want to vote for black people, you vote for Danny, or you vote for Andy, or you vote for Donnie? We got to move to the next level of sophistication in how this game is really played. We got to quit saying that our voting block. No, you got to support our candidate. And will our candidate support you? When the issue is in our interest, we will. If not, we're going to advocate for our interests, just like you do. That's the level of sophistication that we got to move to, instead of saying that the whole system belongs to the Democrats and the Republicans, when in reality it never really has.
Great job, guys.
I agree with
you. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, world.
Bye.